Sure. First, you should talk.
Oh yeah. Thank you. It was really great working with you and collaborating with you on this project. It was such a great experience. Happy to create art to contribute to this very important study. I'm a very passionate visual artist, and I will show you the piece. It's about self-transformation, and the piece does take some very literal aspects from the photos that I took. But I wanted to do a painting based on the photos and use color, changing color as a sort of a visual narrative device for the painting. And I also took on the challenge of choosing oils to do the painting in. I'm used to working in acrylics, and I really wanted to challenge myself with this piece to create a bit of a parallel between the challenges of life and diving into this project and then observing what challenges I would experience along the way. And things did come up. The creative vision that I had for this piece in my mind isn't exactly how it turned out, and I had to create, contingency plans to fix things, because things didn't go in the best direction that I wanted, and I actually had to create destruction in part of the painting, and then other parts worked out fine, and that's kind of just life. So I'll show you. It's a triptych, and it's Foster and I will reveal here. Blue is one of my favorite colors to work in, of course, which if you have seen some of my other work, you'll know that. So yes, thank you for listening.
Okay, so as I was saying, I felt that, also this project, I felt that participants really reveal themselves and expose themselves to me. So that will help explain what I've done here.
All right.
So that's my interpretation.
Wow.
So the other piece we want to talk a little bit is Jason's piece. Jason, do you want to come up here? Talk a little bit? Yeah, sure. So Jason did this piece here in the reviews. It's called Razor's Edge. Do you want to?
So my idea for this was, this goes way back when I was in high school, about 22 years ago.
You okay? Okay.
So my whole idea around this piece was, so as I was growing up, started about grade 6 or 7, I started getting immensely bullied for being gay. I wasn't out, it was just assumed. I don't know why. And then, yeah, so basically it was just relentless bullying every single day after day, all the way to the day I dropped out of school. The bullying, I hate that word. I really, really hate that word. I think it completely undermines what I went through and what many other kids go through. So for me, after a while, I came to the conclusion myself that what it really was is just, it's just abuse, plain and simple. I find it kind of weird, so the bullying that I had, if I went to work today and did that to my coworkers, I go to prison. So I just think it's kind of weird that, why is it okay for kids to do that? And of course, my story, it's really, really long. I have a very extensive mental health story that goes with this. 22 years of a severe eating disorder, chronic depression, I was an obsessive cutter, diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which was probably pretty accurate in what was going on with me at the time. I've been on hundreds of medications. So basically, by the time I dropped out of school, which I did the day I turned 16, I just was a complete mess. So things just got really bad, and at a point when I was 19, going through all the doctors and psychiatrists and stuff that I saw, they pretty much just put me on a permanent disability, and it was pretty much said, you know, I'm probably just going to end up in an institute for the rest of my life, because I was just so bad off at that point. So now the main message I wanted to give with this is that what happened to me and what is happening to other kids right now is it's abuse, just plain and simple. I don't know what other way to say it. I've done, you know, numerous projects when I was in college, documenting kids that kill themselves because of bullying. I just read recently that 2 weeks ago a 13-year-old hung himself just because he was overweight, and the bullying was just so relentless. They made a Facebook page on him, and there's a separate other page, and even after he killed himself, the bullying continued. They started bullying his parents, and that has actually happened many times. There was another story, a girl jumped off a very high building, and the kids still continued to bully her afterwards. So yeah,
Well, I think it's a very powerful piece.
Yeah.
And, I think we wanted to engage the group tonight because, you know, the creative process, we've been debating whether we would add blood to the razor insertions. Right now, we've used a resin to make it kind of subtle and restrained. And we thought maybe we would see what your ideas or comments. We actually have a bottle of theater blood, kind of fake blood, but it looks pretty authentic. And whether we should apply that to where you see the resin right now, whether we should do that.
I should say, so the razors represent the numerous cuttings that I did. A lot of people ask about why cut, why do we do that? Basically, when someone has killed you inside, when you're dead inside, and people have just smashed you into nothing, this actually, it feels good, cutting felt good, and it makes you feel alive. So that's the whole reason why I did it anyways.
Dr. Mark Westwood, what is your idea? Now, for those of you who don't know Mark Westwood, he's the founder of the Veterans Transition Network, and they offer programs all across Canada for veterans transitioning. And we've worked together and collaborated on a few projects in the last couple of years.
I want to thank you. As I listen to you and the artist, the word courage came. The definition of working with the military, they teach me about courage. It means taking action in the face of fear. And as a man, you're very courageous. You're very much like the military. So when this was here, when they said, I have a story to tell of how I'm suffering, and they did it here in his gallery. And they said it took more courage doing what you're doing tonight, telling your story and telling their story about their mental injuries, than being in battle. So you've just entered in my mind as a man of courage. Thank you very much. Well, you are a man of courage. Thank you for your service.
Now, what do you think about the blood, though?
Oh, the
Should we
blood.
do the blood?
Oh, he's the
Yeah.
artist.
No, we just wanted to see the discussion, if anybody had some thoughts. Yes,
Go.
The impact was clear and visible from the front.
yeah.
I can't, my vision is not that strong, I can't even make out the details of what's going on there. I got the message.
You
right-
did?
Right out of the box.
Oh.
Clear.
Yeah.
Oh,
It says it all.
really?
I have
So the
a
blood is overkill,
I think so.
Yeah.
so to speak.
I have a thought.
Yeah.
I have a thought of perhaps some blood pooling at the bottom.
Yeah.
Some fluid red at the bottom.
Yeah.
Blood is such a graphic symbol, and it can have so many overtones, other than just simply from, as a result of an abuse, and so it carries a lot of other messages with it as well. I think, Jackie, I like Jackie's idea of having a pool, you don't want to take away the impact of what you've got there. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
I think that the blood might imply death, but you're still living, you've had the scars, but you're persevering through it. So instead of showing blood and death, we see the scars, but you're still fighting through, so.
Yeah.
Or the blood just on the sole of his feet. That would be interesting as well.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I would say the blood also is, when I think of blood, I think of life blood.
Yes.
The blood of life.
Mm.
And if you're going to foster and encourage blood, and you're the artist, I think right here in the heart.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think this guy has a lot of life blood he's looking for in life.
And you chose life to
Yeah.
continue,
Yeah.
even though it's extremely painful. You chose not to end it, which would have stopped the pain. Well, we don't know about afterlife,
Yeah,
and
that-
everything, but extremely courageous and painful to continue on.
That was one thing, a lot of the doctors kept saying to me is, although, like, this is a letter my doctor wrote basically saying, he's not gonna get better. But I was very, very aware. I knew there was something wrong with me mentally. I knew it. And all I ever wanted was to feel normal. But I do have to say, after working with her, it took about 20 years, and to get a few medications right and stuff, I actually do have what it feels like to feel normal every 3 months.
Do you get the chance to experience joy?
I do now.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Because
Or-
that is something that, it's a basic emotion that humans should be able to just expect.
Yes.
But so many of us experience it but don't realize that.
30
Some people don't.
For 33 years, I had no idea what happiness, joy, and it was just pure, it's just depression and death. And I after a point, I thought it's never gonna go away. But now, yes. Like, for the past 4 years, lots of joy and happiness. So, yeah, thank you.
And if you just look at if you don't mind, look at the faces. Look at who's looking at you. What do you see?
Try not to.
I know, but you're a courageous man, what do you see in their
Yeah.
faces?
Yeah,
I think-
it's not often we get to experience face to face with somebody with so much courage.
You're being a teacher, you're actually teaching. Thank you so much.
So there are 3 other projects here. These guys don't really want to talk about it, but they'll be at their station to discuss it, because behind each art piece is a story, and they're all completely different. So we have Michael Dice over here in a sculpture with the rocks. We have Michael Pang with the painting, and we have Adrian Pate with the video installation at the back. So, and you also want to say, and the guys are all going to sign tonight, by the way. We'll get you to sign your art piece as well. And you wanted to make a closing comment?
I just want to say a closing comment. I want to thank you again for all being here. This is not an easy topic, so I want to make sure that we're all in a safe space. If you